Welcome to Play to Win, where we play to win. I'm Dylan.
And I'm Cam. This week we're playing cEDH with Taalia Vess.
Hi y'all, it's Taalia Vess here. You can find me everywhere, basically at Taalia Vess. I also post content here on YouTube, so if you want to give that a follow or subscription, whatever you call it, I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much for having me.
This video is brought to you in part by Dragon Shield. Use code PLAYTOWIN5 at the affiliate link down below for 5% off to help support the show.
And check us out on Patreon to support us directly and get awesome extra perks like access to the Chill to Win series at our $10 tier.
So we have Taalia on URZA, arch nemesis of Post. Tyler on Perplexing KINNAN. I'm playing Minced Meat, a list submitted by our patron Larceny Roars. And Cam is playing Hash-Attacks, a list submitted by our patron Zach Hartley. Good luck, have fun.
Okay, I will draw. Ooh. I'm going to play an island. I'm going to play a soul ring. I'm going to play Isochron Scepter. I'm going to... What?
Okay. Brainstorm is
good start.
Good.
But that's all I got. Pass.
Oh my gosh. Alright, yeah, I will draw for turn. I'm gonna play a Scalding turn. I'll crack that, get a Tropical Island, and cast the Spin Horn Elves, and then I'll pass.
Go to my turn. Draw card. Verdant Catacombs. I'll crack Fierce Taiga, Elvish Mystic. Pass my turn.
Cool, I'm gonna draw Windswept Heath, and I'll cast Mox Diamond. This Watery Grave is gonna go to the bin. And I'll fetch, going to 39. I'm gonna get myself a Tundra. I'm just gonna cast a Ghostly Pilferer. Whoa, these are new sleeves. Holy shit. I will pass the turn.
All right, I will untap, draw. I'm going to play a Flooded Strand, paying a life, sacking it. I guess everything's blue. It doesn't really matter.
Dabu dee, dabu die.
I guess I guess I'll just grab an island.
Dabu dee dabu die.
I'm going to cast Urza.
Ooh, we get a Ghostly Pilferer trigger since you cast a spell that's not in your hand. So I'll get to draw.
And whenever Urza enters, I make a construct. All right, I'll pass the turn.
Oh, untap, draw. I'm gonna play a Treasure Vault, cast KINNAN.
I'll get a draw off Ghostly Pilferer.
Not again. Alright, pass the turn.
All right, we're going to give Cameron so many cards here. Draw a card, Plateau, and I'll cast Minx.
Get another draw.
Minsk, Beloved Ranger. I also get a boo when it enters. I will go to combat. Cam, I have a trampling 1/1 coming at you.
I'm going to 38.
I will pass my turn with 2 cards in hand.
I've never seen Ghostly Pilferer be so good.
3 cards. I mean, I'm mulligan to 3. I have not. This is my whole plan. I have nothing else to do. I feel like I have to do this.
I will get a draw. Oh my god.
That 1 damage is gonna matter.
That is. Here's a Bloodstained Mire, a BM. Go to 37. Underground Sea, Hashaton.
All right.
Good with me.
Nice. Now I have a boo blocker.
No, my plan foiled.
I'll just pass.
Untapping, draw. I'm going to play an Inventor's Fair, cast a Proteus Staff. Let's try. I'll tap 3, tapping my construct to activate the staff, which will shuffle the construct back into my library, and then I reveal until I reveal a creature. There we go. Tide Spout Tyrant. I'll just put those into the bottom. All right, so I'm missing a key piece to my combo here, so I'm just gonna pass.
If Taalia had any spell, I think, or specifically a 1 or 0 mana artifact, she could begin a loop right now to create infinite colorless mana to activate Urza and win the game from there, but she doesn't have that in her hand right now.
I will draw for turn. I'm worried that if I try and do the little I can do to interact with Talia's board here, that we just immediately lose to Cameron, who's drawn like 4 cards off of Pilfer.
Ooh, yeah. Do you want to know what I have? Is nothing close to a win.
I'll take your word for it. That's fine, and just interact with what I can interact with here.
Yeah.
Pass the Phyrexian Metamorph, losing 2 life. That puts me at 37.
Oh, I don't like this solution either.
Wait, what's going on? Like, is that really bad? That's really bad.
Well, theoretically, if he has a Tide Spout, then he can bounce your Tide Spout if he casts another spell. That's good for me.
Also
But then,
combo
What I'm
piece.
gonna do. If it resolves, I'm going to cast the Loaded Halfling and bounce your Tide Spout.
yeah.
No. Whatever, I'm going to pact. Cast a spell. I'm going to bounce. KINNAN, get that out of here.
Yeah, KINNAN gets bounced.
Boing.
I'm going to cast a Fluster Storm in response to your Pact of Negation.
Yep, it goes me.
Sad. All right.
this Phyrexian Metamorph, I will have it enter as a Hullbreak Horror.
No, you won't.
I
It's
mean,
a tight spot tyrant.
That's what I meant. Sorry. Yeah, Tide Spot Tyrant.
Yeah, same.
Pass the turn.
Oh, brother, now there's two of them. This is not a better situation for either of us. This isn't fixed at all. This is worse, actually, because now they both have tight spot tyrants.
I don't know what to do now anymore.
I am feeling very behind. Untap, upkeep, draw. Cameron, do we have any hopes here? Do you have anything?
My dreams have been crushed. Your best bet is to cast as many spells from outside of your hand as possible.
I can't do that. I already cast my commander.
Damn it.
Here's a Caverner Souls. It'll name human like this, and here's 3 mana for Recruiter of the Guard.
okay, go for it.
A little stinker.
Wouldn't Collector Oof be really good here?
I can't cast it though, nor do I play such. Let's find Bloom Tender. Put that in my hand, and I'll just pass my turn.
All right, here I go. I have a mana confluence. 4 mana, losing a life with my mana confluence. Cast a Beseech the Mirror, bargaining it by sacrificing my Mox Diamond. All right, I'll find and cast a Gilded Drake.
Yeah.
Go by me.
Aw, I'm sad.
Gilded Drake enters. I'm gonna have its target be Talia's Tight Spout Tyrant.
Is it
Sure.
Is it worth it to think about getting the URZA? Because the staff is still there, so you can just activate the staff on the URZA and get Hullbreaker Horror,
Dang.
and then still win. Is it worth it to take URZA?
I was like, yeah, I don't care. It's fine. I'm just gonna do it again.
Is it worth it to take Urza?
You little stinker.
Sorry.
Yeah, I think.
Little stinker.
I think no matter what, this Gilded Drake play loses me the game no matter what I do. So, sure, I'll take Urza.
Yeah, that's real bad.
You can still like bounce the URZA though.
No, that's why. I'm like, I feel like this still loses me the
Yeah,
game.
that's true.
It makes there have to be more couple. Otherwise, we just have a 3 mana Hullbreaker and the Urza's gone, and then we're in the same exact position anyway. This way, you have to.
I can pretend like I'm gonna do something.
Okay.
Cool. And then to make it seem like I'm a fair and just person, I'm gonna discard this Forbidden Orchard to Ghostly Pilferer so that it can't be blocked this turn. And then I'll go to combat and I will attack Tyler for 2.
Nice.
Yeah, sure. I'll go to 35.
That way I'm beating up on both of the Tide Spout Tyrant players.
Equally.
Now I will pass.
All right. Well, I will draw. Oh, at the beginning of my upkeep, I'll gain a life. Not that that matters. I'm going to pay 3. I'm going to activate my staff targeting this Gilded Drake, so it will get shuffled. And then I will reveal. There we go.
There it
Not
is.
too bad. All right. So this will go at the bottom.
There's 2 of them.
Land for turn. Taxian Probe.
Nice.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Yeah.
Boy.
I'm going to pay 2 life. And then I'm going to bounce Urza.
Yeah. You get a second bounce too. And also, who are you targeting with Gitaxian Probe?
I'm going to target Tyler. I will target my Soul Ring and put that back into my hand.
And then Gitaxian Probe on Tyler?
All right, let's see.
All right. This is what I've got.
Cool, thank you. And then I'll draw a card. Recast Soul Ring, which will trigger both of these again. The Metamorph. The other target is Cam's Pilfer, I guess.
Fellas, what do you think here? I can cast an Endurance. This is the thing. I can flash an Endurance, so I get exactly 1 bounce.
Ooh.
And it is either right to bounce the Tide Spot Tyrant or the Isochron Scepter, because then the Isochron Scepter isn't available to tap for single blue when Urza comes down for all the rest of the showing mana, and I'm not sure which is right. Okay.
If you bounce a Tyrant, I'll kill a Tyrant?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, in that case, I should point it at Hullbreaker Horror, right? Because if there's any instant, Pyroblast can be bounced.
Yep.
So I have Kinnan to cast Endurance, and I have a Tide Spot Tyrant trigger, and I will point that trigger at Hullbreaker Horror.
The Hullbreak Horror will go back to my hand.
When the Endurance resolves, I get to shuffle a graveyard onto the bottom. I'm going to stack the Evoke trigger, so this goes to my yard, and I'm going to put my own graveyard on the bottom. And then I think we're on the bounce triggers from Talios.
I'm just going to respond here, and I'm going to cast Pyroblast targeting your Tide Spout Tyrant, Taalia.
Okay, well, that puts me in a spot. All right, it's good. I think that's the smartest thing to do is just let it happen.
I think so too.
All right.
And then bounce triggers.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
Wow.
And then your Soul Ring. I passed on Soul Ring.
Yeah, you got the Soul Ring. Finally.
Yep. All good with soaring now.
Okay. Soul Ring lands.
It is like 2 lands.
Exploring equals lands.
So I'll play URZA. The construct will happen, so that is a 4/4, and I will pass.
Game feels like it started over somehow.
Yeah, like there's still enough mana to just cast Hellbreaker over. Alright, on top, I will draw for turn, cast a Delighted Halfling. I will cast a Gilded Drake.
Oh no, is that a Hashaton? Wait, no, what is that? I don't know. Pass.
No, I'm stealing the Urza. We know there's a Hellbreaker war
Oh
coming.
yeah,
back.
okay,
Are you nuts?
phew. Good.
I know. URZA's gone. I have a Gilded Drake again.
That's all I got, and so I'm passing that for that.
Untap, upkeep, draw card.
Now, what do you have, Mister?
Nothing. You know one of them. Well,
Oh,
here's
yeah, you mulled the 3. I forgot. Yeah,
yeah, leave me alone. Here's a Bloom Tender that you know about. There's no stacks pieces. Bloom Tender. And look at this. Boom. Holy hell. Uncounterable Esper Sentinel because it's a human. Dex energies.
So, man, my mental misstep sucks.
Pass turn.
All right, here I come. I'll draw. I'll play Exotic Orchard, and then I will cast the Pilferer again, and then I will just pass.
All right. I will untap. I'll gain a life. Draw. I have a lot of very expensive spells in my hand for some reason, so I'm just gonna have to copy this Brainstorm and cast Brainstorm. Draw 3
Ooh,
cards.
that's a cast from not your hand, so Ghostly Pilferer will trigger.
That's
I also have an Esper Sentinel trigger. Will you pay 1 or may I draw a card?
You can draw.
Nice, thank you.
Do 4 cards with Ghostly Pilferer.
Card's good. I don't know about good, but it's been okay this game.
Put these 2 back on top.
And then he doesn't do much else for the rest of the day.
Well, still a discard outlet. You're gonna eventually hit something worth reanimating with HASHATON, and then we're in trouble.
I bet you're going to cast your commander too, Tyler, soon, so.
I agree. Tyler's a threat. I agree.
Yeah,
Oh.
Tyler is a threat.
Tyler is the threat.
We all agree, right? Yeah, Tyler's a threat.
Yeah.
I'm going to cast Polymorph.
Oh,
Oh.
Tyler?
Yeah, great.
Yeah, I already got my Esper Sentinel trigger from you, so yes, I pass.
I have to do this here then. I will cast
No!
a Force of Will, pitching a Mindbreak Trap, going to 35.
Esper Sentinel trigger.
I will pay for S%.
Dang it!
You ruined my plan. All right, yeah, no, that's good. I will have to pass.
I will untap, draw for turn.
Y'all keeping me in check.
Now that Force of Will's gone for Tyler to win the game. So.
I know, I'm scared. He's just going to slam Kinnan and do some kind of shit.
No, I can't do fucking anything. I'm gonna pass Phyrexian Metamorph. I'm losing 2 life, going to 33. This will be a Soul Ring, and I'll cast the Sylvan Library.
Esper Sentinel.
I'll use the floating one to pay for it, and then I'll pass.
Untap, upkeep, draw. Let's activate Vinx to make Boo a 7/7 with Trample.
This is exactly what this deck wants to do.
Go to combat. I'll get Tyler because he played a Sylvan Library for 7.
Sure. Yeah, I'll go to 26.
I'm doing something. That's all for me. I have 2 cards in my hand. I will pass my turn. There's a moment here where I felt like maybe I'm on par with the rest of the table. I want a reminder again. I've mulliganed to 3 this game, and my draws have not been kind. You'll actually see them in a little while here. This is the best that I can do. So, although it may look on paper like I have a similar amount of permanence, attacking for 7 is not what this deck is trying to do.
Here comes my turn. Get a draw. If I see one more land in my hand, Marsh Flats, I'm going to go to combat. I'm going to discard a card to make Ghostly Pilferer can't be blocked this turn. And that will be a Myrel Shield of Argive.
Yes.
Oh.
Keep in mind,
okay.
I have 3 cards in hand and just complained about how many lands I've been drawing.
Keep in
that's
mind,
true, that's
I've been politicking about how this doesn't matter for turns.
So there's a Hashaton trigger when that gets discarded. So I'll pay 3 mana, create a tapped token copy of Myrel. That's a 4/4 instead of a 3/4.
Which means once this ability resolves, we will no longer be able to cast spells during your turn.
Or activate
good.
abilities of artifacts or enchantments. And then I'll attack Tyler for 2 unblockable.
Going to 24.
I will pass.
All my infinite combos are just gone. I'll gain a life. I'm back up to 40. I'm gonna have to pay 2, and I'm gonna have to brainstorm.
Ooh, I get a draw.
S% on trigger for me too.
And everyone gets the draw card.
You have a Sylvan Library. Shush, shush.
Quiet you.
I don't have much going on for me right now, so we're just gonna a windfall by 5.
I have 4.
Oh, it's 5. Okay, I have 3. I just drew this deflecting swap, but before on my turn, my hand was Mox Diamond Chromox. My deck is just like, fuck you. Nothing.
Oh my gosh. See,
Nothing.
I'm helping you all.
Yeah, this is great, yeah.
Helping.
I have a lot of mana sources and an Angel's Grace. Taking a look at the 3 cards that Tyler discarded, this is the best windfall I've
It's
ever
good.
seen.
Yeah, is that a that's a basalt?
The mirror that filters colorless
wow.
mana, and then the
We
seaboard.
were
Yeah.
so incredibly dead to Tyler. That's insane.
So now we get 5 cards.
It was a lot worse than the hand I just had.
So we have Darksteel Citadel to cast Dramatic Reversal. I will untap my non-land permanents, which is just these 2. At least I can recast Brainstorm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll get a draw with Ghostly Pilferer.
Yep, that needs to go back. I'm attacking you, Tyler, because I really need URZA.
So 8?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, I'll take 8 and go to 16.
Okay, Pat.
So I look at 3 cards with Sylvan Library. Those are not very good. I will keep only 1 and put the other 2 back. Minamo at my land for turn. Cast Kinnan, and I'll do it with a deleted halfling mana.
And that's from your command zone?
Yep.
Here's a draw.
Cast the Mystic Remora.
That's percent trigger.
You can draw.
Draw 1 card.
Tap this, spin 20 nails, 2 green, 1 of it to cast a Soul Ring, 3 with Soul Ring to cast a Talisman of Curiosity. That leaves me with 1 colorless floating. With my green floating, I'm going to cast this Elvish Mystic. Alright, I'm at 1 card in hand. I will pass.
All right, go my turn. Untap, upkeep, and I will draw a card. Here's a Windswept Heath, and I will crack it. I think just going to 38. Here's Savannah. I'll cast Pattern of Rebirth on my Boo.
That seems like it probably gets Protean. I'll Mystic Remora trigger.
You can draw.
I will draw.
I hate this so much. Here's Pact of Negation targeting the Pattern of Rebirth.
I have an Esper Sentinel trigger.
I will pay for it by losing a life and activating Mana Confluence. 34.
Okay.
Mystic Remora trigger.
You can get it.
Pattern of Rebirth getting Pact of Negation. Yes, it is so. Here's a natural order. 4 mana here. As an additional cost, I will sacrifice Elvish Mystic.
Nice. I pass on that.
Mystic Remora trigger.
You can draw.
All good.
Still, I'm going to show you that I have a Fierce Guardianship. If you choose to go get a value creature, I will not counter this and instead hold it to try not to lose on Talia's turn. But if you do not commit to that, then I will just counter it.
Talia, how many cards do you have in your hand?
4.
I don't want you to not have a counterspell in your hand. Knowing that you have it, they're not going to go for it anyway. They'll lose.
That's fair. The rest of my hand is land, Arcane Signet. So
You can't do anything against Cam anyway. Yeah, you could stop something that Talia has. I'm okay with it. Yeah, I'll get the counterspell out of your hand.
okay, yep, Fierce.
As percent on trigger.
You can draw.
Draw, please. Nothing. Okay, yeah, you got it. That works. It gets countered. This is a tough situation, and it's smart by Tyler to try to hold on to his counterspell, but I don't think that counterspell is good against anyone else but me. So I'm just going to get it out of your hand and eat it. And if I leave it in your hand, that means you just get to use it against me later or just protect your own stuff later too. So
Don't let him bully you.
yeah, there are certain situations where I might take this deal, but I think in this one is one that I have to just say, you have it. You know what I mean? That sucks. Talia, thank you for coming to the show. You're at 40 of so much life. Talia, I'm going to come at you. 6.
6? Okay.
Okay, fast turn.
On your end step, I'm going to 33. Sacrifice this Marsh Flats. Find an Undercity Sewers. Get a Surveil 1. Keep it on top and go to my turn. On my upkeep, do you think that's worth it? No, don't risk it. I'll just pay for my pack trigger. Draw a card. Misty Rainforest as my land for turn. Yeah, Talia, thanks for coming on the show. I'll attack you for 4 with a Myrel copy.
I will take 4.
Do you make 1/1s or something?
Oh, shit. Yeah, Myrel says shit. Create X 1/1 colorless soldier artifact creature tokens where X is the number of soldiers I control. So I have 1, so I'll make 1/1/1 artifact soldier.
What's a soldier?
What do you mean, what's a soldier?
What's a soldier?
A soldier is a...
No, which one of your creatures is a soldier?
I'm not there
Myrel.
yet. I'm making the soldier.
Myrel is a soldier.
Myrel is a zombie.
Except it's a 4/4 black zombie. Yeah, you're right. All right. I have no... Jeez, thanks for making me waste all my time. Oh my
I
god.
didn't say due to the amount of soldiers you had. I just knew it made 1/1s.
Now I have a fucking headache. I'm gonna pass the turn.
Does
Yeah, you're all
cEDH
good.
always give you a headache? I feel like I have a headache too.
No, it's just these people I'm playing with.
Let's go to combat first. And I'm just going to swing this 3/3 at you, Tyler.
I'll take 3 and go 13.
Then I will pay 3, activating my staff to put at the bottom and then reveal. Oh, so I get a Hullbreaker Horror. Then I'm going to Mystical Tutor.
Oh god.
Mystic Remora trigger.
As percent on
Sure.
trigger.
Sure.
Draw.
I need to bounce the Kinnan.
Boy,
And then I'm going to search. It's Machine Over Matter. I'm going to cast this Welding Jar.
On the Welding Jar cast, I have a Mystic Remora trigger.
Yes.
Draw 1.
Targeting the Mystic Remora for the bounce.
Crack Misty Rainforest. And I'm going to 30 overall because I gotta go get a Hallowed Fountain here. This can get interacted with really easily. But I'm gonna try to into the Flood Maw to bounce the Hullbreaker Horror back to your hand, Talia.
As percent on trigger.
Mystic Remora trigger.
You and Tyler can both draw.
We take those draws.
Pay 2 to Isochron Scepter. Brainstorm.
That's a Mystic Remora.
It's a Ghostly Pilferer trigger is what it is.
So I'll draw 4 Remora.
And I get a draw 2. You also get a bounce with Hullbreaker Horror since you're casting a spell.
Cam, I don't like that.
Fuck it, yeah, right? Get it out of here.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, get that one.
So that gets boyoyoyoinged right back to my hands.
Good to bounce the sticker more.
Yeah.
Passing on Welding Jar.
Passing on Welding Jar, yeah.
Yep.
And I'm going to return URZA to my hand with Machine Over Matter.
Good by me. Yep, Urza is back in your hand.
You get another Hullbreaker Horror trigger, too.
Soul Ring. I need to play my land for turn. So I'll play my island, tap it to play the Soul Ring. I have a bounce trigger, which will target my Rel.
Cool. My Rel will go away forever.
I guess that's it. Next turn, I got it. You guys better do something.
Taalia does actually have a way she can make infinite colorless mana here, right? But the URZA is now back in her hand and she's out of blue pips.
Yeah, so the only thing that she technically could do here is then like reset Isochron Scepter if there's another instant that she has in her hand that she wants to make a copy and cast. But to me, this says that she doesn't.
So I'm looking at 3 with Sylvan Library. I'm keeping 1 extra card and going down to 9. Recast Kinnan. Triple colorless, and I'm gonna cast an Arcane Signet. Dilly, you can go ahead and draw on that
Nice.
Esper Sentinel.
Draw card.
I have 1 floating, double blue with Arcane Signet, tap for another 3 colorless, and cast this Glenelender. I'm gonna use the blue to replay this Mystic Remora Rejuvenating Springs as my land for turn, and I think I'm gonna let that 1 colorless mana just go and pass the turn.
Okay, go to me. Untap. Upkeep. Draw card. Play Exotic Orchard as my land for turn. Mana Vault?
Mystic Remora trigger.
Oh, you did replay it. Yeah, you can draw.
Cool.
I'll cast Allosaurus Shepherd. Cast Delighted Halfling. That's it. Pass turn.
Go to my turn. Get a draw. Here's Ancient Tomb. I'm going to discard Valley Floodcaller to make Ghostly Pilferer unblockable. And then with HASHATON's trigger, I'll pay 2 life going down to 28 to make a token copy of it. I'll go to combat. Tyler, I'm coming at you for 2 unblockable.
Sure. Go to 7.
I'm just gonna straight up cast Into the Flood Maw now, targeting the Hullbreaker Horror, triggering my Valley Floodcaller.
S%.
Mystic Remora trigger.
They're both good. You guys can both draw.
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 All right.
All right, I will pass the turn.
I'm always like so close to getting my combo. I'm going to cast Rings of Bright Hearth.
S% trigger.
Yeah.
Mystic Remora trigger.
Try to cast Urza.
You make a second construct. Wow, they're huge now.
Second construct. I'm going to tap these 2 so I can at least dig a little bit and cast Brainstorm.
Mystic Remora trigger.
Ghostly Pilferer trigger.
Yeah. These back on top. I'm actually going to move to combat. And I'm going to swing this construct at Tyler.
Before we get to blockers, I will cast a Valley Floodcaller. Exile an Elvish Spirit Guide for 4 to cast the One Ring.
S% trigger, I think.
Yeah, you can draw.
I'll draw.
It's really annoying. Well, what do y'all think? Should I counter it or should I do my thing?
I think Cameron has interaction still, which he's saving for me. And there's a Glenelender, which has persist, so I can counter 2 non-creature spells. And Cameron probably also has counter.
Tyler doesn't know what he's talking about because what he's saying is not in my hand. So he can't, any leverage
All
he's
right.
trying to get, he can't get.
I'm not going to counter it because I'd rather do my thing.
One Ring resolves. I get protection for everything. We can go to blockers, and I will declare no blocks.
Sure. All right. No
I will
damage.
take 0 damage.
Well, I just want to do the thing. Okay. So let's just. All right. I'm going to play a Mishra's Bauble.
A Mystic Remora trigger.
Yep. And then a Chrome Mox.
Mystic Remora trigger draw.
Yep. I'm going to tap 3, activate my staff.
Because of Urza, Chromox doesn't need to imprint anything. It just taps for blue.
Shuffling this construct, revealing a Hullbreaker Horror. I don't have any more mana. I have 2 cards.
Still in end step. I'm gonna activate the One Ring to draw a card. I will untap. I'm gonna take 1 from the One Ring and also have a Mystic Remora trigger. I'm gonna pay it with this Treasure Vault. And then I have a Sylvan Library draw, so I will look at 3, and I will keep only 1 and not lose for life when I'm at 6. I will leave 2 colors floating, pay double green, and cast an Enduring Vitality.
Oh, this is so much mana.
So much mana.
Valley Floodcaller with Enduring Vitality is insane in Kinnan because Valley Floodcaller is tapping for 2 mana and every instant in sorcery untaps the Valley Floodcaller. Tyler is in a very good spot right now.
It's wild how he just rebuilt his board in 1 turn.
Yeah, so much Kinnan, just like so much mana, just proving why Kinnan is so strong. I feel like in this game.
Another 3 going to 5 colorless. I'm gonna spend this 5 plus double green. This is 6-7 total. Convoke with 1 from Enduring Vitality is 8. And we'll go double green here is 9-10 total. And I'll cast Court of Calling for X equals 7. I have a Valley Floodcaller trigger.
S% trigger.
You got it. You can draw.
Cam, I have this. It's not super helpful. He's got a bunch of protection. Is this helpful with anything what you got? Do you want me to try to start getting rid of a Glen?
Yeah, I think starting to get rid of a Glen is a good way to go. Can I do something first? Before you do anything, can you pass priority?
Pass priority.
I will discard a Phyrexian Metamorph to Ghostly Pilferer.
Gourd for 7 is Tyler's Hullbreaker Horror, so we're just dead to him if this resolves.
Okay.
And then I'll pay 3 mana for Hashaton's trigger to have a copy of Phyrexian Metamorph come into play.
HASHATON trigger on the stack. I'll activate the One Ring response. Still respond. I'm gonna activate Double Amroth, targeting the One Ring. Untap it, and I will activate the One Ring again. Draw 3. I am good to pass on this HASHATON trigger.
Phyrexian Metamorph comes in as a copy of Glenalendra Archmage.
Mm-hmm.
And then for 1 blue, I'll pay a life to sacrifice Glenalendra, counter your Court of Calling.
Court of Calling gets countered, and then I have a Valley Flood Caller trigger on the stack still.
If I lightning bolt it now, Cam, is that stupid? Because if he has any other instance, he'll just blow me out.
I think that makes sense, yeah.
The other option would be to try to kill Kinnan and then just let him use the mana to recast Kinnan and waste the turn. Yeah, he's gonna win the game right now, I think, if we don't do something relevant.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I drew an incredible amount of lands.
Naya mana with the Bloom Tender. I'll use the red on a lightning bolt, targeting Kinnan.
Mystic Remover trigger.
Nah, draw.
I will draw. I'm gonna tap Glenalendra for 2 blue, and I will use 1 of it to sacrifice Glenalendra, targeting the lightning bolt.
Oh yeah,
1 blue slitting. Okay.
it's countered.
The persist trigger happens, Glenalendra comes back, and then we're back on the Valley Flood Caller trigger.
Now it's good. I'm good.
I will untap this Valley Flood Caller. I'm gonna tap the Valley Flood Caller for 2 more blue. 1 blue to cast a Mana Vault. Valley Flood Caller trigger. Untap Valley Flood Caller. I'm gonna tap Valley Flood Caller for 2 green this time. Activate Kinnan.
I'll respond if that's all right. I'm just gonna use this mana and I'm gonna flash in Archivist of Ogma. I don't want to see no stinky Void Winnower and get got.
I will look at 5. Oh, that's very good. I will get this Hullbreaker Horror.
Oh, you should just have it anyway, yeah. Well, I especially don't feel bad now for spending the whole game saying target Tyler, target Tyler. It turns out we didn't target him enough.
2 hours later, I am justified after millions of game actions. Like, now it is right.
Yep,
Yes.
always right. We were right the whole time.
Very good.
Now that it's
Yeah.
right, we've always been right.
I'm gonna cast a Mox Opal. I have a Hullbreaker Horror trigger. I will target this Mana Vault, and I have a Valley Flood Caller trigger. I want to present a loop here where I'm gonna make an incredible amount of mana, untapping the Valley Flood Caller each time I go through this Hullbreaker Horror loop.
Just living my dream.
Yeah, live in your dream. I can activate Kinnan forever, eventually hit Thrasios, get all of my creatures out on the battlefield, and cast a huge finale of devastation to kill everyone.
Yes.
Yay!
You're dead.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nicely done.
Yes, nice. Great Kinnan win. The epitome of mid-range hell. I feel like there were 1,000 draw triggers throughout the entire game. Those games are awesome, and watching Kinnan go so much over the top of what everyone else can do is always cool.
Super cool to see URZA be able to present win after win after win after win, and we just
Had a lot of interaction this game, right?
Yeah, I think Tyler also benefited from seat order there too, where we got to blow everything on Taalia and all of her wins, so that Tyler could just scoop it right up. Then.
Yep. Thanks so much for watching. If you want to support us directly, you can do so on Patreon, like our $100 patrons.
Penguin Man 0089, Eli the Magic Guy, David Newman, Pat Fire, Spangler, Demetrius Clark, Larceny Roars, Your Boy Blue, Sparky B, Zunon Insomnia, SC Phillip, Olden Group B, Gecko 21, Caleb Ritchie, Zach Hartley, Reactive, Sean in the Ice, Gare Bear Garrett, Luke Cook, Joshua Day, Demon of Rosgreaves, Peter Stewart, Corner Wild, Uncle Butts, Nick Foles Go to 9, Quadjay Hamid, Scott Hawk, and Baby Jeebus.
If you want to pick up any of our merch, you can do that at playtowinmtg.com.
Thank you, Dragon Show, for supporting the show. Use code PlayToWin5 at our affiliate link for 5% off.
Follow us on social media for more content.
Thank you for watching.
See you next time. Should we talk about our $50 patrons?
All of them in a list.
Gaming, Kinkajo,
Ryan Ward,
Dan the Man,
Ghost Stories,
Sarcastic,
Roy Turner,
Bill Bob,
Mr. Buffett Man,
Zachary Coulson,
Joe Baja,
Ace the Ace,
Dalton Pochi,
Justin,
Man Solo,
Jan Wildfang,
Thomas Bueno,
David Nelson.
Great call, yeah. This week, we're playing cEDH
That was
with...
too loud, I think.
Yeah, I'm
way too
screaming,
loud.
Yeah. Sorry.